G'day fellas, and welcome to another casted game. We've got another team game coming at you right now. This one is playing live. These guys have just gotten into game and we are about to enjoy some delicious team game 3v3 action. Let's check out who we've got here. We've got Zerton, who spawns up in the north of the map, the pocket position playing the Rus. His teammate Striker plays the English out on the flank, and up towards the north, we've got Eerie, who is playing the Mongols also on the flank. So we've got the two Cav players out in the flanks and the Cavalry Archer player in the pocket. Over on the other side of the map, we've got a team that you'll be familiar with. It is the one, the only. In the middle, we've got Mr. Green playing, Mr. Blue previously, Mr. Green currently. He is going to be playing the French. To his west, we're going to have Mr. Yo, who's playing as the purple and the English. And then over on the other flank, we've got the Mongols. Once again, Bad Koala going to be playing nice and early. So I'm curious to see whether Bad Koala goes for something similar to what he did in the last game. But obviously, keep in mind, okay, Bad Koala, so for anybody who missed out on those other games, these guys have played this strategy before. So we obviously don't have a mirror match here. We've got the French, English, and the Mongols up against the Mongols, Rus, and English. So the only difference there is French versus the Rus. So these guys have done or played this matchup before, and typically their strategy is going to go for longbows on the flank, knights in the middle, and then out on this edge, it's a tower rush into Fast Castle with a lot of spears. So I'm curious to see whether that is actually going to be the case. We do actually have the barracks coming out on the Uvu. We'll check in with the opponent's Mongol player, so that's Eerie out over here. And he's going to be doing a similar thing, but instead going for a stable. So he's going to be opening with mass scouts. So that's the difference there. So keep in mind, the stable opening will be the barracks opening, but there's an asterisk right next to that, and that is unless they are tower rushing. So we may have a potential tower rush on our hands here. Let's have a look and see what Bad Koala does, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The tower rush comes out in the team games. Mr. Bad Koala being a naughty little Australian. I mean, he's not Australian, I can tell you that much. Actually, he might be Australian. I don't know. With a name like Bad Koala, you'd think he probably would. Maybe he's a New Zealander because he's a bad koala. You know what? New Zealand doesn't have koalas, so they're probably not. If it was New Zealander, he'd be like bad_sheep or something like that. But bad_sheep lover. Maybe sheep_lover. Look, that's a different topic. That's a different topic. We'll get into that one later today. But a couple of villagers heading out. Now, he's heading out on quite a trajectory here. He is yet to spot out any targets. Now, the thing is, typically when you're doing this strategy, you are going to be wanting to focus on a specific target, and you're going to want to focus on their gold. So we'll have to see how he looks to play it out. Now, keep in mind, he is playing up against a Rus player here, and the Rus player in the pocket isn't going to even need the gold because he's got the golden gate, which is going to do absolutely everything for him. So he's going to spot that golden gate, and he's going to go, oh shit, I don't want to, that's not who I want to be rushing. So now these villagers are sort of coming out, and they're like, well, they're not going to really do much, are they? Because, you know, you can if he puts an outpost on this gold mine, I tell you what, I'm going to spit chips. But it looks like the villagers are now moving a little bit out over towards. They're really coming in. They're beelining for this base, aren't they? What's he doing? What is he doing? I'm very, very curious. You know what's interesting, actually? Okay, they actually fixed it in a patch. I don't know when they did this, but if you listen, okay, listen to this base, right? You can hear everything that's going on. You can hear them chopping. You can hear them like gathering. If you looked back over here, you never used to be able to hear that. You had to change to the player's perspective. I used to have to change to Striker's perspective, but now all the sounds come through. I don't know if that's a team game thing. I've never seen that before. They do spot this one, going for the wood line. Yeah, I don't know if that's a team game thing. I've almost always I have to swap to the perspective of the actual player whose base that we're in, but they do spot this one out. Outpost is coming down on the wood line, so that's who they're going to be focusing on. So interesting that their strategy has changed. Obviously, the difference here is that they're focusing the pocket player, and so this was something that I think they did last time. They were focusing on the French pocket, and so they are doing the exact same here. So they are really looking to punish the Rus player and his wood line, because keep in mind, Zerton, even though he is aware of this, he doesn't have a lot of resources yet. He's going to have to drop down his own his own wooden fortress over here, ideally probably about here, is going to be the best spot for him to get that down, just so he's got enough space. But now that outpost is going to be slowly pushing up towards the town center, and this is where it starts to get difficult, because these outposts, once they get their arrow slits in, they're going to be able to fire over the top of this, as long as there's a scout behind here to spot it out. Villagers actually going down. One villager did go down there. I think the town center may have got that. And now we've got longbows coming out from Striker as well. So he is going to be putting a end to this shenanigan right now. Professional scouts coming in for certain. And these guys are definitely looking to close out this early aggression and stop it from doing any damage. Villager yet to come back out onto this outpost, but not even dropping down an early an early whatchamacallit, an early wooden fortress just yet. But let's take a look over at Striker, see what he's up to. So just going to be adding more and more longbows in, you would suspect. Zerton, on the other hand, obviously got the professional scouts already in. He's got those guys out and about on the map. You can see them gathering in. Eerie reaches the third or the second age now. We'll tune in with him and see exactly what he's up to. He's our Mongol player over here on the flank, and it looks like he might be looking to go up to the next age. Could potentially also be going for professional scouts himself. I would not be surprised there. He does have 4 villagers on wood still. But let's do a quick stock take. 530 bounty for Zerton. No bounties for the enemy team because they cannot afford, because they are, or not that they can't afford, but they're the Rus players. Still a villager out here, so this rush isn't dead yet. Wooden fortress going down behind the lumber camp rather than to the side. Look, I think that's actually very smart, because the lumber camp that comes out over here eventually in the late game is going to also be covered by that wooden fortress. Longbows, pick up that Khan. Goodbye. Good night, sweet prince. It has been a pleasure to know you. But back home for our Mongol player on the south side. Bad Koala. He is aged up now. Got the deer stones out. He's on the berries. He's on the gold. He's got the wood line covered. A couple of scouts out here as well, just spotting out the shenanigans. We'll check in over with Mr. Green, obviously playing the French here. He's going for professional scouts already. Got the wheelbarrow in on the way, but he's building up a mass of Royal Knights slowly but steadily. I'm curious to know exactly how many scouts he's got out, because he's got 5 out, so not too bad. 5 scouts is not too bad. I thought for a second he was bringing over some food over to his ally, but we do have the double pasture coming down. This is a common thing that we've been seeing, and it looks like we've got the scouts for Eerie beginning to burn that down, but we'll tune in with Mr. Yo, see what he's up to. He's our other English player on the flank. I love these little walls that he's got. This is so Age of Empires 2-esque. Mr. Yo once again forgetting. This is Age of Empires 4, Mr. Yo. These walls don't work. These walls do not work, my friend. But for anybody wondering exactly what's happening there, so Mr. Yo comes from Age of Empires 2, and in Age of Empires 2, when you build buildings next to each other like this, it actually prevents the pathing of units through here, so that it's like an actual wall, and it's a good mechanic, but at the same time, it makes it very easy to wall off choke points that are narrow. Yeah, in Age of Empires 4, it doesn't work like that. You can path through here, I mean, yeah, like when you see this, he's probably just adding it for line of sight, just in case, just to have vision out there, maybe there's a raid or something that comes in that's going to spot that out, but I mean, if he starts adding in-houses all the way to this tree line, I'm probably just going to start cackling. But now going to begin pushing up, looking to potentially hit the wood line of his opponent. Keep in mind, we do have these 2 longbow players next to each other on the flanks here. They are able to predict their placements, and subsequently they can say, okay, well, if your English player is going to go there, then I want my English player to match you. Longbow versus longbow, mono. Mono bow versus mono bow. I don't know, but Knight's going to be coming in behind. These guys are going to be able to clean up this mess completely. A little bit of a difference in the mass, but now not going to be able to actually connect. They gave him a bit of the run around the gold mine. And keep in mind with the charge for the Knights, the way that the charge works is it's on a timer. So when you right-click and that joust comes out, that spear, that pike, whatever you call that, it's a joust, isn't it? It's a lance, I apologize. When that lance comes out, it's on a timer. It's like a 5-second timer. And from that 5 seconds, they're going to hold that one out, and then they're going to point it at the enemy. And if it hits that timer, they will just get rid of the joust, and they'll be like, I'm just going to stab you with my other stabbing thing. But nice little try over here. So Eerie actually getting a pretty decent surround over on the Uvu. Trying now to deal with these spears. Now, these spears are going to be trading very effectively into these units. So not a favorable battle at all there for Eerie, even though it does outmass his opponent. It's just not going to feel that good going up against it. But managing to save his Uvu, but obviously at the same time, he's handed over a bounty to his opponent. So not the best. Back towards the base of his opponent. It does look like the the outpost has somewhat been just steadily put there. He's still got the single villager that is idle and just chilling out. Spear's now going to be chasing away this little bit of a raiding party, and we'll check in on Eerie. We'll see exactly what he is up to. Obviously, he's got this raid down here, but I'm curious behind this. Oh my lord, if this is not the pasturist heaven you've ever seen, look at this. This is ridiculous. All of the team games I've watched for the Mongols end up with this ludicrous amount of pastures coming out. This is crazy stuff. It's a crazy investment that is coming on here, but you got to think of it like farms, right? Like that's essentially what it is. It's just a whole bunch of farms. Actually, let's have a look at how long that takes. It takes 2 minutes for a sheep to come out if it's not on an uvu. If you moved all of these bad boys over onto the uvu, these guys would take 130 seconds, 1 minute and 20 seconds, I think it is. But let's take a look now. Let's see how things are going. We'll have a look at the Rus player, Zerton. He's up into the 3rd age, no surprise there. Got the cavalry archers, or the horse archers, coming out now. Abbey of the Trinity, 2nd relic has already been captured. Got the warrior monks out and about. He's going to be pulling those ones in. There's the 3rd one. So he is having a great time. I would expect that he drops down a monastery very, very shortly. He's actually pushed back off his front wood line and just gone to the back up here. Safe decision, and definitely the right play if he's potentially scared of an attack coming in towards Zerton's base, or Striker's base rather. We've got a bit of a push that's coming in. This is not a good situation right now for Striker, but he does make the right decision in falling back to the town center. Ideally, what he wants to do is just evacuate the villagers from the TC and just put the longbows inside. It's probably the scariest time to be alive, is when there's a whole bunch of knights coming for you, rampaging. He's got the +1. Looks like he's going to have horse archers around the back as well. So it does look like he's going to be able to hold. We'll take a look at the bit of the raiding forces that are getting picked up now. But this archer mass is very, very strong. Coming out now for Zerton and Striker. These guys are working well in tandem. And it looks like now the knights are going to slowly but steadily look to punish the front line. But the scouts on the front line are going to be doing so much work here. They've got such a huge health pool, 110 health there. Able to just tank it up. And look at the damage that comes out. This archery composition is huge. Villagers on the back line going to be able to siege down that battering ram. It's got 2 units inside it. What are they going to be? Surprise! It's a longbow. You know, it's Steven Seagal right there. Steven Seagal. That's the Steven Seagal cake scene right there, where it's like, happy birthday, Mr. President. Not really. I don't think that's the song that she sung. I don't know what it was. I think they just had like dance music on or something, or like rock music. I can't remember. There were only 2 things about that scene that I really remember that well. But yeah, that's for another website. But now it looks like there's a bit of a raid that has been intercepted down towards the south. Eerie trying his best to get a bit of action going on. I like these walls that are coming up for Striker. I'd love to see a few more out, but controlling the narrative, doing well, forcing his opponent to fight in that direction. Koala now reaching up to the 3rd age. We'll take a look from his perspective and see exactly what he does. It looks like he's gone up with the step redoubt. Eerie going to be following him up to the next age as well. We'll have a look at Eerie and see exactly what he's up to, going up with that step redoubt as well. Look at all of these damn pastures out. So many. I really wish he'd just move them a little bit closer. Oh, this is something I saw Fitzbro do. You can rotate the direction that you place the pasture. I think it changes the place that the sheep comes out as well. It's got 10 seconds on this bad boy. All right, we're going to watch it for 10 seconds. Are you guys ready? Let's see. The sheep is going to come out over on this side now. Here, you ready? You ready? You ready? Boop. Boop. There it is. Look at that. That's cool, isn't it? I got no idea how to do it. So if you're wondering, Drongo, how do you do it? I got no idea. You're on your own, kid. You're on your own, John from Wales. You're on your own. But let's take a look. I want to see exactly how many relics we've got Zerton on. He's got 3. Monastery is going down. And he is beginning to hunt down the next one. So coming out to the 4th one here, you can see 5, 6. There is potentially a 7th relic down here he could grab. 8th and 9th relic behind the base of his opponent. I don't think that's very likely for him to take. Is that a 10th one in the middle as well? That's a lot. Maybe I already counted that one. But it looks like Bad Koala is still yet to join his allies over on the west of the map. Going to be doing something similar to what they did in the first game that we watched them play. So basically you've got 2 players on one side, and then the flank, the Mongol player, plays 1v1 against his opponent and just looks to raid and punish. But it's going to be a difficult spot for him. You see so many outposts coming down on these gold mines. So looking to protect these villages. He's got 15 villages here. 15 villagers can fit inside these outposts. So such a smart move. And now it looks like we've got ourselves a bit of a push push down towards this south part, or rather the west of the map. Down on the backside, it looks like Erie's going to be getting in on the action. He's got the double lancers that are in there. The car does get taken out. We're going to head into the cinematic mode and get to enjoy it. Horse archers and longbows. Who would have thought that this would have been a composition that we'd see in 2020? This is absolutely disgusting, but I tell you what, I love it. I love it to pieces. The only thing I'm looking for is Striker potentially hitting age 3, but those longbows doing absolute work. Definitely not enough of a mass here to stop Zertan, and Zertan looking very strong. Still, we see those, the knights, but the mass is just dwindling at this point. Like, look at the mass difference between these two. He's going to try and screen, but at the same time, what's the point in screening? The only option that they've got at this point is mangonels. A mangonel or 3 would absolutely put a hole in this bucket. I don't even know what the correct term is, but I really feel like at this point, mangonels are the only play that you can really safely make here. So I'm going to look towards Bad Koala and see if we've got a siege workshop coming down. It doesn't look like it coming down just yet. Have we got any age ups in queue at this stage? What, whoa, what is going on here? What is going on here? Interesting. This is interesting. This is, is this what happens when AoE 2 players play AoE 4? Oh gosh, careful, Drongo. You don't want to exert yourself laughing there, my friend. Oh gosh. I should stop. I love you AoE 2 guys, don't worry. I'm just memeing. You guys know that, right? Like, I'm just having a good time here. I'm just having a good time. Longbow mass beginning to build up a whole bunch of battering rams, it seems. The second ram going to be coming down here, and it looks like the hurt is going to get put on Mr. Yo, potentially going to be under significant attack here as he looks to try and hold on. These horse archers are doing their best to try and just give himself a little bit of space, but unfortunately, the mass is just so big at this point. It is ludicrously large. Going up to the next age, Mr. Green is doing. I really just want to see like a forward siege workshop. Like, just give me a siege workshop right here in the back of the base. That's like the one thing that can save this game right now. If we see a siege, people forget so much about mangonels. Like, but the thing is, right? You have a mangonel out, okay? The mangonel takes like 1 damage from the horse archers. I can't remember exactly what the number is, but I'm pretty sure it's like 1 damage. It takes 1 damage from the longbows. So you can just like have it out and then just have like 1,000 villagers on it and it will never die. I mean, that's until there's Springalds out. If there's Springalds, then it's a different story. But even then, you're going to need 3 shots from a Springald to be able to take it out. It looks like the longbows go inside the town center. I hope he does realize that. He does realize it. Villagers on the front. There's a farm outside or a mill out the front. Not the best placement, but at this point, I think the placement of your mill is probably the least concerning thing that you've got going on as the council hall is about to get sieged down. A little bit of a raid down towards the back. Veteran Royal Knights has come in. Going to be going up against the Lancers of his Mongol opponent. Unfortunately, he's got a larger mass than his opponent, but that's only 1 guy. He's got two other to consider as well. A nice little raid coming in the back as well. Erie doing a great job. And that's the thing with when you're playing with Mongol players, actually have Royal Bloodlines coming in already for our French player. But my question is whether we're going to have enough time, because Mr. Yo has only got 2 landmarks here, and I think they're going to have to fight before it. It looks like the Mongols, rather the Mongols aren't here, but the French player is going to be coming in before those Royal Bloodlines do. If the Royal Bloodlines were here, it would be a different story. And look at the kiting, such a difficult time he's having. None of these units are connecting, and he is going to fall back now, but he needs to get out and about. He needs to start sieging down these battering rams. If he loses this town center, Mr. Yo is actually just going to get knocked out completely. So that is something to consider. He will get knocked out completely. He won't be able to come back into the game. He can't rebuild them. This town center is going to go down. Mr. Yo is probably just going to get knocked out. What is going on? They've got to fight. If they don't fight right now, they die. This is it. He's just going to get tapped out. That's it. That's the game right there. Landmark destroyed. Mr. Yo is out. Mr. Yo is 100% out. There's no... Look, his units have turned white. They've seen a ghost or something like that. They're going to continue firing away. This guy in particular, look at it. Does he look like Luke Skywalker? He looks like Luke Skywalker, doesn't he? Look at him. He's got the same haircut. He's got the same haircut. That's going to be on the thumbnail. Luke Skywalker. But now it looks like they're moving on to the second base here. Royal Bloodlines. Have we got that in just yet? Looks like it's slowly coming in. Another 5 seconds. Take a look at the health difference between this. From 230 health up to 316, I think it is. 310. There you go. So an 80 health boost in the third age. That's absolutely huge. 3 sacred sites now taken by the team on the north side team. Beautiful walls for Mr. Green here. I gotta say, I love this stuff. This is the stuff of madmen right here. But he's got 25 Royal Knights. Where's his ally? These guys are really playing this out, aren't they? Like, Mr. Yo has died, but they're just like, no, we're gonna fuck shit up. So mad respect to these guys. I'd love to see like a little wall delete down here, and then he can come out that way, my friend. But yeah, he's having a bit of a hard time. Look at all these farms. He's got quadruple. Is that quad stacked farms right there? That is technically, I guess you could say it's quadruply stacked farms. Impressive stuff coming out right there. But now Mr. Green going to be sitting on the defense. Looks like the spears are going to be coming in for Bad Koala, helping him out. Mr. Yo probably still scratching his head, wondering what happened to my base. Why didn't you guys help me? But yeah, I'd love to see like these guys. Oh, he has actually deleted the wall. Stable going to be coming out now. Royal Institute, still standing strong. Isn't it such a beautiful landmark as well? Royal Institute, one of the best looking landmarks. And now those Royal Knights going to be coming in, bringing out their jousts. Let us see it. We're going to enter into that cinematic mode. Here we go. And they're going to be making plenty of connections. Actually going to be doing a pretty decent job. I reckon these guys are going to clean house right here, especially all these longbows here. They've definitely got a lot of attack, a lot of health to go through as well. And on the back line, take a look at this. Bad Koala. Oh, the wall delete comes in. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it looks like they're coming. Oh, gosh. Going to be looking to clean up and doing a great job. I love that wall delete. It was perfect. It was so loud as well. God, that was a loud wall delete, wasn't it? But they're kiting away, kiting to the west. But so much cavalry is here. Looks like Erie's going to be able to try and screen for these guys. You can see him trying his best. Longbow Mass is continuing to hold. Doesn't look like his attack moving, but rather just focusing these down. But this is the power of the French cavalry right now. Look at it just overwhelming these forces. In a 2 versus 3, these guys are actually winning this right now. They are 100% winning this. The wall delete single-handedly turns the tide of the battle. These French cavalry are ridiculous. This is what makes French incredibly strong in team games. We'll take off that cinematic mode, but you can see like this is just insanity. The fact that this is a 2v3 and they're just cleaning up, and on top of that, you get the healing. They're healing as well. I'm in awe right now. Are we going to see an upset? What is going on right now? Now they're pushing towards the base of their enemies. I guess we do have these sacred sites, and slowly but steadily, he's going to look to capture those sacred sites. But all of these longbows are going to get cleaned up. I'm lost for words at this point. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. God, those French cav, man. This just makes me want to play French, man, because if... Oh, God, Zertan reached the Imperial Age. All right, the show's over, boys. Show is over. Zertan has reached the Imperial Age. This makes me want to play the French, man, in team games. When I see how strong that cavalry is, dude, in the 3rd age as well. Like, this is insane cavalry, dude. This is wild. Oh, my Lord. Okay, so he's reached the Imperial Age. Zertan's gone up. He's probably going to... Let's take a look at his production. So he's going for elite horse archers. Also going to be getting mounted precision. So keep in mind, okay, horse archers have got 4.5 range. A normal archer's got 5 range. So they're just shy of a normal archer. This is actually going to kick them up to 6.5 range. Yes, you heard that correctly. 6.5 range. It gives them an extra +2. It is a huge amount of range. So they go to 6.5, just shy of a longbow. So really, really potent units in the late game. Great stuff to see. But have a look at this collection of relics that we've got down here. 7 relics casually sitting in the monastery and the Abbey of the Trinity for Zertan. But yeah, look, I mean, I guess you don't need gold for the rest of the game, do you? Like, it's ludicrous. He's got so much, and he's obviously got the 2 sacred sites as well, so 900 gold a minute coming in just passively. He's basically role-playing as the Holy Roman Empire at this point in time. Oh man, I still can't get over that wall delete. That was so beautiful. Fully upgraded versus almost fully upgraded Lancers. Multiple sacred sites going down. Zertan picking up a whole bunch of techs right there. We're going to go tune in with our French player. I tell you what, I am having such a great time watching our French player. He is really the star of the show. I mean, early in the game, I was mocking the Age of Empires 2 players, like the walls that they were doing, the other types of walls that they were doing. But you know, throughout the game, they have consistently shown, oh my god, he's going Imperial. Oh my god, we could potentially see elite Royal Knights coming out and just clean house, dude. Oh, he doesn't have enough for it, though. He doesn't have enough. The elite upgrade takes a long time as well. That you got to be so careful of that. And it looks like the elite horse archers are going to continue following him right now. Look at the walls that we've got going. Walls across the entire map. Down over towards the east of the map, we've got ourselves a Lancer on Lancer fight. Looks like Erie's actually come out on top. I apologize for missing that one. You can see all the bodies on the ground as all of these Knights are now getting chased down by the Horse Archers from Zerton. So Zerton doing a great job of just cleaning that up. We'll check in with his perspective. There we go. You can see from the perspective of Zerton that there is definitely a huge mass of these guys. He's got 30 of them out there, elite. I'm curious, does he have? Let's have a look. He doesn't have the university just yet. Okay, now we've got the surrender coming through for Mr. Green, and it looks like the surrender has come through as well for Bad Koala. So there it is, fellas. A little bit anticlimactic, but at the same time, what a wall delete. Absolutely insane stuff. If you've enjoyed this game, make sure you check out Liddacor's channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description so that you guys can check that one out. Thank you so much for watching. Let's have a look at the charts just quickly. Oh, Mr. Yo, that is a tough fight. No 2 TCs coming in for any players there. Military count, we'll take a look at that. Jeez Louise, look at those numbers fall just so quickly for Striker. But what a beautiful cleanup. Oh my lord. That was absolutely amazing. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this cast, as I said, make sure you check out Liddacor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.